Ladies and gentlemen, our traditional guest, Colonel Andriy Lysenko, the National Security and Defense Council Information Center spokesman. You're welcome. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Just before me, the Chief of the General Staff told you about the latest events, but I have the information from the Zone ATO. Today at 10 o'clock in the morning, as part of the peaceful plan of the President of Ukraine in the ATO zone, the silence regime is announced. The Ukrainian forces exercising it and observing the enemy. Now, minimum 2 cases of violation of ceasefire fixed, and as were the violations by terrorists. We continue to monitor the situation, and during the day, the press center of ATO will be informing you about the situation. The general results, the general figures of today will be made public at tomorrow's briefing. Yesterday, the situation in ATO zone has not changed a lot. The biggest activity of militants was observed at Donetsk and Debaltsevsky directions, and also near Bakhmutivsky highway. In the north, we see the ceasefire. In Donetsk direction, the terrorists from artillery and mortars several times shelled the positions of Ukrainian military on the territory of the airport near Piske, Pytne, Krasnogorivka, Taramchuk, and Domomykhailivka. During the 7th and 8th of December, in the battles near Avdiivka, the Ukrainian artillery eliminated 5 tanks, 2 of which cannot be restored. The enemy had also very serious losses, talking about the personnel. In the Balivsky direction, twice the shelling was made from Grad systems at the positions of Ukrainian military near The intensive shelling from artillery and mortars was near Artemovo, Mayorske, Shumovo, Gligris, Chernukhina. Near Gorlivka, artillery eliminated 2 systems of Uragan, 2 howitzers D-30, and in the result of 1 shell hitting the vehicle with ammunition, the enemy lost also a big number of artillerists of the military who were very well trained and who were shelling. Yesterday, the intensity of shelling near Bakhmutivka highway was increased. The terrorists from tanks, artillery, and mortars were shelling the positions of ATO near Tryokhizbinka, Krymsky, Nizhny, and Frunze. Near Donetsky and Tashkivka, the Grad system was applied against Ukrainian military. In the south from Lugansk, the positions are shelled near Shastya, Verkhnya Vilkhova, and Stanitsa Luganska. At Mariupolsky direction, the militants from the artillery and mortars shelled at the positions of Ukrainians near Chermalik and Vodyane. During the day, the illegal armed groups made 64 shellings against ATO forces. In the result, we lost 6 Ukrainian servicemen and 7 were wounded. Yesterday in Kyiv, there was the meeting of the heads of defense ministries of Ukraine and Canada, during which the declaration on intention to continue the cooperation in order to strengthen the government and the defense and security forces of Ukraine was signed. The priority directions are training of military police, medical support, and transfer of individual protection means. The Ukroboronprom reported about creation of the cluster of armored and special equipment, the full-scale program of import replacement of necessary spare parts has started in the result of the instructions from the President of Ukraine, the non-control movement of bandits from the territory of Ukraine, which are occupied by the groups of illegal groups, creates threats for security of all the states in the region. Yesterday, Babushkinsky District Court of Moscow region declared into international search Mikhail Konstantinov, the sniper from the Lugansk People's Republic bands, who is suspected in killing of two servicemen from Moscow region on the 2nd of November this year. During the last day, in the result of artillery shelling by terrorists of Gorlivka, six local people were killed and 3 were wounded. In the result, in Gorlivka, there was an action of protest during the last day at the occupied by terrorist territories. There were actions of protest in especially in Amvrosiyevka, Tereza, Inakieva, Gorlivka, and also in Sverdlovsk of Lugansk region. According to the information that we received from local citizens, in the result of shelling yesterday by the terrorists of Avdiivka, the father of many children was killed, the mother lost her hand, and 5 children received serious wounds. Now the woman and the children are in the hospital. Also, the residential quarters near Yuvilena were seriously ruined. One of the shells hit the transformator plant. There are cases of hitting the multi-apartment buildings registered. Besides that, the many objects of transportation and infrastructure of the city are also destroyed. The convoy with humanitarian assistance moved from Kramatorsk to Avdiivka. Despite the ATO, the anti-terrorist operation on the liberated from militant territories from August, we renewed more than 5,000 of objects. 300 houses were restored, and also the electricity supply was resumed in 125 settlements. As of today, in Donetsk means gas, renewed gas supply to more than 39,000 subscribers. About 2,200 subscribers are without gas supply, and these are the subscribers of Petrovsky, Kuybishevsky, and Kievsky districts. The teams of Donetsk Oblenergo renewed electricity supply in Novomarienko of Telmanivsky district of Donetsk region. The psychologists of the State Service on Emergency Situations of Ukraine, together with the representatives of volunteer organizations, provided psychological assistance to 34,305 children. The social, pedagogical, and psychological work with children that have a very high level of stress and the result of armed conflict in the east of Ukraine is conducted by the people from the Ministry of Science and Education of Ukraine, together with the Children Fund of UNICEF. For the people from psychological service of the educational establishments in Lugansk and Donetsk regions, attended the 3-day training sessions, which have 2 models: the skills of crisis consulting and development of psychosocial sustainability to stress among children. According to the operation as of 8th of December, 25 employment centers of Donetsk region and 20 employment centers of Lugansk region can start payments of material support for unemployment. International support. The head of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Czech Republic stated that Czech Republic has no differences with the position as to the positions of other countries of EU and NATO as to Ukraine, because Czech Republic signed together with all others the statements of NATO and the EU as to Ukraine. The Speaker of the State Department of U.S., Jane Psaki, stated that the meeting of contact group on settlement of the situation in Donbass and Belarus capital is a chance for Moscow and pro-Russian separatists to confirm the agreements which were reached in Minsk in September this year. She stated that it is not about new agreements, it is about execution of the achieved agreements in Minsk on ceasefire in September, which Russia and supported by Russia separatists have not observed. The official representative of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of France, Romain Nadal, stated that France supports an international in negotiation format on peaceful settlement of conflict in Ukraine. He stated that the position of France is consistent as our partners in the European Union as well as all the international community. We do not recognize the illegal annexation of Crimea, and we will require the observing territorial integrity of Ukraine. Japan enlarged the list of the persons and organizations in the east of Ukraine against which there will be sanctions applied. To the new sanctioned list, they added 26 persons and 14 organizations related to organizing illegal elections on the 2nd of November. Against them, the sanctions approved by Japan on the 5th of September will be applied. Japan will continue to try to reach peaceful and diplomatic settlement of the situation in Ukraine based on the coordination of the efforts of G7 and the international communities, he stated. On the 24th of September, Japan expanded the sanctions against Russian Federation and introduced the financial measures against 5 Russian banks and also more stricter restrictions to export of equipment. And now there are 684 persons who are captured, who are in captivity with the terrorists, including 181 military.
Svoboda radio station, could you explain in more detail with whom you have reached the agreement about ceasefire or the inactivity situation? And we have several sources stating that there are various authorities, so to say. These are Cossacks, these are LNR, DNR authorities. From 10 a.m., Ukrainian servicemen who have been participating in the anti-terrorist operation has seized artillery fire and all types of fire, including small arms. But since that moment, we have registered at least 2 shelling from the side of terrorists. Ukraine, as a party who initiated the situation of inactivity and real ceasefire, complies with all the agreements. And this intention of the Ukrainian side was announced to all the leaders of groups acting in this territory, including Cossacks. And when the regime, for how long this regime will last? Till tomorrow, 10 a.m. This day has started at 10 a.m. and will last for 24 hours, that is, till 10 a.m. tomorrow. During this time, we will make our conclusion, we will make our observations, and we also expect that monitors from the OSCE will monitor situation, will analyze the situation, and produce their opinion. We hope that this will put the beginning, this will kick up a real implementation of Minsk agreements, and we expect and hope very much that terrorists will comply with these agreements too, and we hope that they will suppress those who, on their side, who will try to start shelling. Do you have any information about the next meeting to be held in Minsk? We do not have additional information as of this moment. Daria Fedenko, those two cases of violating the ceasefire in Debaltseve, who has violated this agreement, and whether our servicemen responded somehow to that fire, because to that challenge, because they had to protect themselves, obviously. I'm not ready to provide information in more details because the information came just before beginning of this briefing, and we do not have any more detailed information. The only thing that we know that there were no killed people in result of this shelling. Whether it is expected to have an exchange of hostages today or tomorrow in recent time, I cannot tell you when this will happen exactly, and I won't tell you in advance. I will report you about the fact which will be happened fact. Thank you very much.